Hello, everyone. Welcome to Beyond Life Paranormal Podcast Sunday show. Minus my dad, he's under the weather tonight. So just me tonight. Also, psychic medium Rebecca will not be with us tonight either. She is also under the weather. Um, so keep her in your prayers. She's not very well. So she will be with us next week. Um, so before we get into the show, we're going to plug couple of events. This one was the last minute we just got booked for. Um, Come see us in Galena, Kansas at Galena Days, June 4th through the 6th. The big carnival type car show. They have vendors, food, all kinds of stuff. So come out there, see us, meet and greet. We will have stuff out there for sale, shirts. Come talk to us about our family, the Warrens. So before you monkeys on Facebook try to say, "Oh, they're not family of the Warrens," why are they putting that flyer out? We are family of the Warrens, so let it go. With that being said, come on out and see us. And like I said, we'll have merch out there for sale, equipment, our wood burning cutting boards, 3D printed stuff that Kathy makes. Kathy will be out there as well. So, and then after that, we will be at Bordertown Paracon in August. In June here, we will be at the Get Haunted event, investigating what Get Haunted, Next of Kin, and those guys. So if you got tickets, come on out. You can get your tickets through extremeticketing.com to come out and hang out with Get Haunted and the rest of us. And then we're at Bordertown Paracon in August. My dad and I are presenters this year. Um, Come talk to us, see us. Our cousin Kathy will be out there as well with us. Free admission. They do not charge to get in the door. So come on out, show your support. They put on a good Paracon. Um, and they got raffles, vendors, workshops, panels. I'm on the ghost panel this year. So come on out and show your support. And then after that, we are at Crypticon KC, the big horror movie convention. This is the first ever they're hosting the paranormal at the KC Crypticon. We are headliners this year for that. So come on out, see us. There is the silver package that gets you in all weekend from Friday all the way to Sunday for the VIP admission. That gets you in 30 minutes early. So you get access to the horror movie actors, us, and all the vendors there 30 minutes early before general admission gets in. And then they have the weekend passes as well, and then general admission passes. The gold package is sold out with the dinner of the actors. That does not last long. So get your tickets fast before they sell out. People come from all over the world for this convention. So we'll see you there. And then right after, we are at the West Kentucky Paranormal Expo. My brother from another mother, Kent Wilson, Paracon and Expo. It's going to be a good one. Um, it is headlined by Aaron G. Thompson, the Wender Brothers, and my good friends Jimmy and Jeff, Outlaw Paranormal. They'll be out there as well. They're speakers as well. We're speakers. Um, you got 202 podcast, Rachel DeMarco, uh, Teps Investigates, Josh Morris. He's the host. So Kent actually gets a break from hosting his own Paracon this year. So come check that out. And then right after that in October, we were at Rock Island again this year. So come on out and see us. Family of the Warrens will be there. They got a whole array of stuff going on out there as well. David Sloan will be out there, and many of you know David Sloan as the owner of Robert the Doll. I should say former owner. He is bringing his sister out there, so and you're able to hold her. So come on out, check it out. There'll be another haunted museum out there this year, so um, I'm sure my buddy Bill Bryan will be out there with his Ouija board museum. which if you haven't seen that, that's a must see. I got the tour of it last year, and it's pretty awesome. Some of the boards that he's got are pretty neat, and some of the artwork and the work he puts into them. So with that being said, we're gonna bring our guest on, Carol, and then we'll run down the chat and say hello to everybody. Hey, Carol.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
We're gonna run down the chat. We got Gary Carpenter. Hey, Gary. No, I didn't have no family emergency tonight. I don't know where that came from. Hope he feels better soon. Yeah, he's dealing with the sinus issue. With Missouri weather's been crazy. We've been rain nonstop, and so
Same here.
kicked up the allergies big time. Yeah, she's in bad shape too. She just got out of hospital, so keep her in your prayers with pneumonia and RSV. That's nasty. Gary says, I hope they get well soon. Carol's in the chat. Which horror movie actors are going to be there? I know the Rob Zombie version, Michael Myers. He's going to be there. Um, I know Derek Meeks, who played Jason in the remake of Friday the 13th. He'll be there as well. I know they got some Walking Dead actors are going to be there. There's people from Critters, and there's several. If you go to their website, crypticonkc.com, they got the whole list of horror movie actors. Last year was a good one because they had Bill Moseley there, who played Otis and Chop Top, and then they had most of the cast from The Devil's Rejects there. They had,
I love that movie.
yeah, they had Wolf J. Flywheel, which was supposed to be Captain Spaulding's brother. He was there. Very awesome guy. I got to stand there and talk with him, down to earth. He didn't want us to leave. He wanted us to stay there, keep talking. He was interested in the paranormal stuff that we do.
A lot of them are. A lot of them investigate also.
Kenny Kingston, he's a psychic to the stars if he's still alive. Oh yeah, I've heard of him. There's Barbara. Hey Barbara.
Hi, Barbara.
That says same here, rain. Yeah, Ohio's been getting hit with rain like crazy. They got what we got. And we got more coming.
I have to apologize to Jeanette. Jeanette, I can definitely do your reading after Tuesday when I will be free of my house guest.
Hey Sandy, welcome in.
I thought I'd be able to do it, but it's been a bit crazy here.
Yeah, my schedule's been nuts too. I mean, I worked yesterday because of Memorial Day weekend, and we're working tomorrow on Memorial Day, but we're only working the morning because we got tournaments on both courses, so we can't even be out there. So we're only working. We're going in early in the morning, getting done about 9 o'clock in the morning.
I have to say, it definitely takes a special type of person to be able to take care of elderly people.
Yeah,
And I know why I never went into that field.
yeah, it's it does.
It's a lot of hard work. I've been, taking care of my mother-in-law for over a month already, and like ready to need a vacation for like a month.
Sandy, he's not feeling well tonight. He's dealing with allergies pretty bad with our Missouri weather. It's been crazy with the allergies here with the rain and picking up the mold spores and high pollen and all kinds of stuff. I'm taking Swedish meatballs and cheesecake to my uncle's cookout. There we go.
I love Swedish meatballs.
I like cheesecake.
That too.
So tonight I figured we'd talk about. Sandy says she worked for hospice. Yeah, that's.
It
I'll
really does take special people to do that type of work because wow.
I'll tell you, I seen it with my mom. I've been through it. Both my mom and grandmother.
My mother-in-law dislocated her shoulder on Easter Sunday, and we there's no way she could have went home alone. So she's been here with me since.
I can remember we took my grandmother to the doctors, and this was just before she passed away. She could barely walk. She was weak.
Yeah.
I carried her into the doctor's office.
Wow.
My
It's
mom was
it's
a health nurse, and she just retired. Yeah, I took care of my mom before she went on hospice. My dad and I both did.
it's really hard when it's family.
Yep. I took care of her oxygen, her medication, her appointments, setting up her appointments when
Yeah,
we were
that's what I've been doing.
down
Well,
in
it's not.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's not type of hospice, but
Yep. And my
there's
dad,
a language barrier also because she's Spanish. So,
right?
and she has really bad hearing, and it's hard, really hard.
Did Linda Blair or Ellen Burstyn ever do your shows? I don't know if she's ever been at Crypticon or not. She'd be cool to have at Crypticon. I know the Warren's Paracon, Bonnie Aarons, the nun, she was there at the Warren's Paracon when they were in Gettysburg. And then they had Jim Beaver there from Twilight and all that. Welcome in, Starseed Paranormal.
That's a Zariana.
Okay.
Hi, Zariana.
Take care of my parents at different times. Yeah, it's rough. I mean, I get it, and it was it's rough when you're watching it someone you care for go through all that stuff, and especially mine. Both my grandmother and mom were both cancer.
I think there's also like dementia happening.
Yep, my
So
grandfather
yeah, there's other stuff going on.
had as well.
Yeah.
He had Alzheimer's pretty bad. I mean, he was to the point he only knew me, my mom, my grandmother, and my dad. My sister,
Wow.
he didn't know her from Adam. But my
It's sad to watch, your family members with that
Yep.
happening with them.
And my sister wasn't around much, so that's part of the reason too. I was around all the time and
Mhm.
tell Big Daddy I'm sending a few of my guardian angels to watch over him. Oh, thank you, Barbara. He's watching. So
I know the allergies have been really bad. I
yeah,
even had them through the winter this year. I never have that.
yeah, they've been crazy. I know the other day I was mowing on the 9-hole golf course and I did nothing but sneeze all day.
Yeah.
And it's bad this year, the way this weather is.
Yeah, we canceled our barbecue that we were going to do today because it was raining so much here.
So I figured tonight's topic we'll talk a little bit about demonology, exorcisms, and we'll talk about a topic that my cousin and I talked about Friday. What do spirits see when they look at us? And this was coming from a gifted psychic that she was talking to. And
Hmm.
the psychic said that spirits, when they look at us, even though they look at us as normal human beings like we are looking at each other, they see our auroras around us.
Yeah, the aura.
Yep,
Yeah, they see they see colors.
yep.
Yeah,
And they
and
can
if your color is off, they don't want to be bothered. Or if it's dark,
yep,
right?
yep. If it's
Right.
negative, you're going in there with a darker aura. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to communicate with you because they know you're full of hate, negative energy.
Yep.
Where if you go in with your aura white, blue, or anything like that, or gold, or
There are some people that can read them very well.
yep,
I can see them at certain times, but it's not all the time.
right,
And like, I saw your angel and I saw your dad's angel.
mm,
Yeah, it's It comes and it goes, certain things. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how. It's not something that's prevalent there. Not everything comes in all at the same, all the time at the
Right.
same time. Yeah. So, I had somebody that read my aura and they said it looked like, uh, what's their name? Kimmy McKenzie had me listed as Skittles at one point because my
It was like
my
a
aura looked like a rainbow. So she listed my name as Skittles.
I know a lot
Yeah.
of people say mine bounces, it shows up white, it shows up blue, it shows up gold.
Yeah. Now mine, yeah, another aura reader said that mine looks gold and white now. It
Nice.
changes though. It changes, constantly with how the work that you do, like your shadow work,
Yep.
the work that you do on yourself and your life lessons, and like how your energy, your vibration is
Yeah.
going for that day or that moment actually.
Yeah. I mean, and it's all your mindset too. Like, especially when you're going into a paranormal investigation, you don't wanna go in there with a bad attitude like that.
Just like on Wednesdays when we do S's, the intent is everything. What you're thinking,
Yep.
and a way to raise your vibration really easy is to listen to music, and it could be any kind of music that's uplifting for you,
Yep.
whatever it is that anybody likes.
Ned, I don't know what you posted there, but it came up blank.
Oh, that's strange.
I think she tried to put an emoji, but for some
Oh
reason.
no, it's stars. She
Oh, okay.
sent stars.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it doesn't on StreamYard, it doesn't show up on my end.
It says she sent 100 stars.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Jeanette. You're awesome. We don't ask for them, but that's like if anybody wants to donate to the show, you don't have to. That QR code up on top sends you right to our Venmo. But but
That's
yeah, I
strange.
mean,
On the what I'm looking at, I can't see the QR code, but on my tablet, I can see it. It's weird.
yeah, that is weird. And I mean, them spirits can tell. I mean, they were human once too, just like how we can tell a good to a bad person.
Right.
And I mean, they're a good judge of character even in the spirit world.
Right, because they're actually seeing, I believe, your energy, right? They're seeing
Yep.
what your soul is made of.
Yep.
They're not seeing your meat suit.
Yep.
And
That's very much
I don't say meat like meat. It's you know, I mean it's not meat like a piece of meat. It's your meat suit, meat,
right.
like your greeting suit.
But I mean, Arizona said all the coyotes in my area are making noises, awesome and creepy, all at the same time. Sorry, off topic. Coyotes are just creepy in general. The way they
They
act.
are.
I've seen enough of them in the woods. That's like when you're out there Bigfoot hunting. They do them Bigfoot howls. The coyotes will answer.
Yes, I've heard that.
Yeah, they'll
On
answer you.
different shows I've heard them doing that sound in the background, right? In the
Yep,
forest.
they'll answer it.
Yeah.
That's the same with Bigfoot when he looks at us. I wonder if he's the same way as like a spirit, if he's seeing our aura.
It could be. Because I've heard some groups, um, like a lot of male groups, they'll bring like weapons with them, and a lot of female groups don't.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't seem to throw like rocks or boulders at the female groups,
Right.
because the intention is not to harm, it's
Right.
to get information, right?
Yep.
And some of the male groups that do bring weapons with them, they throw those, you know, rocks at them and stuff.
Yeah, sorta
Maybe
like
they're sensing that.
mountain monsters where you got all those rednecks running through the woods with guns and shotguns and
Carol is a knower. I don't call myself with any clairs.
last year I just got in bed and got snuggled down, very loud voice by my bed sounding like a little boy said, "You're a pink lighter." Then a bright white light flashed in my room and went out the window.
That's different.
Yeah, that's
I've never heard of a pink lighter.
me neither. That's the first time I've heard that too. Had a
What's the
Bigfoot
difference of a pink lighter?
had a Bigfoot experience a couple of years ago. Didn't see them, but smelled them.
Yeah, that happened when my daughter and I were up on Mount Shasta in Washington State. I was alone. She was alone. We had separated, and then everything went quiet, and the smell was awful. But I didn't want to stay alone, you know, and I had no keys
Right?
to the car. She had the keys. I just wanted to get off that mountain.
She says she doesn't do drugs. I'm looking it
Does
up.
she know? But does she know what she was the one that said a pink lighter, right?
Yep,
So does she know what a pink lighter is?
not I found it.
Oh, you did?
A pink lighter spiritually symbolizes unconditional love, compassion, emotional healing, and awakening of the heart chakra. Because lighters represent the element of fire, a force of transformation and illumination, a pink lighter fuses this with gentle, loving energy.
That's really nice. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that is
So
part
I
of the
was telling, sorry, go ahead, Russell.
part of the self-love and compassion. The color encourages you to extend kindness, grace, and forgiveness to yourself and others. It is a reminder to nurture your emotional well-being. The heart chakra activation, pink is deeply tied to the ana- anahata heart chakra, which governs your ability to give and receive love. Using or carrying a pink item can serve as a physical anchor to open your heart. And then new beginnings, light pink often signifies new budding relationships or a fresh start in self love journey. It symbolizes a state of pure, innocent intentions, and it's part of the element of fire.
Yeah, some people actually um feel that the color for the heart is green, but some people feel that the color is that pink color. And that would be Archangel Chamuel.
Yep,
That would go with the pink color. Um, and the word that you said, anahata, I think it was,
yep,
that's Sanskrit for the chakra of the heart, you know, the heart chakra.
okay,
Um, it's part of the seven chakras of the, you know, our energy field. And they're all a different color, different frequencies. um,
that is interesting.
when they're all running in proper order, your
Hmm,
vibration runs better and you could draw in manifestations better.
okay. Gary had a question. Would Mount Shasta be connected to Atlantis?
That I don't know. I never looked to see. I don't know if it was part of that area.
I'm gonna look it up.
We had gone to Washington State. I think it was for 10 days. We did a bunch of hiking and investigations, and we had a great time.
Uh, it says it is. It says, yes, in occult and New Age folklore, Mount Shasta is deeply connected to Atlantis.
Huh.
According to these spiritual legends, the mountain serves as a safe haven for survivors of both the lost continents of Atlantis and Lemuria. The legend of Telos, in the modern historic belief, the survivors of the cataclysmic thermonuclear war between Atlantis and Lemuria escaped before their continent sank into the ocean. They allegedly retreated into vast caverns beneath Mount Shasta to build a 5 level interdimensional crystal city called Telos. While the Indonesian Native American tribes, such as the Wintu, have always considered the volcano sacred, and the specific tales linking the mountain to Atlantis and Lemuria were popularized in the early 20th century. So there's a little bit on that.
So when we went to Washington State, we also went to into the lava tubes for Mount St. Helen, and we went into one of the lava tubes underground,
Hmm.
and it goes for miles. And you, as you're walking, the tube starts shrinking this way, and it starts shrinking this way, and when you get to the end, there's a small hole that you have to crawl through, very wet down there, and then it opens up into this large cavern. Now, mind you, I wasn't dressed for it. I didn't even have a jacket on. I was in shorts and like a tank top, and I had flip
Right.
flops on. And it was like, I think it was like 55 degrees down there. It was
Oh, I bet,
freezing.
I bet it was cold down in there.
And I was starting to catch pneumonia, and I didn't even realize how sick I was. But we had gotten, as we were going in, I've only had one panic attack in my life up to that point. And as we were going into the tunnel, as we were getting deeper and deeper, and I kept seeing this white stuff floating in the air. I don't know if it was like lava dust. I don't know what it was. But as we're walking down the tunnel, I'm thinking of all these really bad things of lava coming straight at us, right?
Right.
And then my daughter turns and says to me, "Mom, what would happen if an earthquake hit while we're down here?" And it set off the panic attack. And I like literally froze in my spot, and I couldn't move. My hands went numb, my feet went numb, I could barely breathe. It was horrible. And mind you, we were almost like 2 miles in this tube, and there was no way I'm gonna make her walk out without me and have to walk
Right.
to go get somebody to help me out, you know? So I was like, just I had to like talk myself out of it. And then we started hiking back, but she, of course, she was like, let's wait a minute, let's take pictures before we leave. I'm like, really? I can barely breathe, and you're wanting me to take pictures? Let's stop and take pictures, Ma.
Right.
So I didn't look at the pictures for like 2 years after the trip.
Hmm.
And I took pictures of her, and she took pictures of me. And when I looked at the pictures like 2 years later, there was something behind her. All I could see was like a gold outline of a head, and it had really pointy teeth.
Huh.
And it was like snarling at her. And then behind me, it looked like uh, I was told by another person that it was called an ant alien. There are these creatures that take care of the underground, the underworld. And they're supposed to like bring you down to the underworld, apparently. But I think it was there to help me to get out of that panic attack. It had two, it looked like two hands on my head in the picture. My head looked like it was squished a bit because it looked like my head was like a peanut shape. And it had two hands on my shoulders. And it had a huge rack of antlers on its head. I thought it was like some type of an elk that I was looking at in the picture. I didn't know what it was. But
Right.
when I showed somebody the picture, well, first of all, they laughed because my head looked like Mr. Peanut, you know?
Right.
And then, yeah, they said it was called an ant alien.
Huh. Never seen one of them, but I just
I'll
found
have to I'll have to find the picture and send it to you so you can see it, but you can't laugh at my head. Because it really did. It like pushed in the sides of my head as it was holding it. I don't know how it did that, but that's what it looked like in the picture, which was pretty crazy. And then we actually saw it was very strange as we were coming out. She was taking more pictures, and it looked like there was tons of spirits coming through that lava tube,
oh wow.
like behind us coming out.
Mhm.
There was so much energy coming through as we were leaving, and I just wanted to go. I wanted to get out of there. So, what is that?
Arizona asks, is that Native American sacred ground out there?
It might very well be. I mean, they've pretty much lived everywhere on in the United States, right?
Yeah.
So just like we have, I'm sure there were different tribes everywhere.
Yeah, I mean they were all over all the way to the south, north.
Yeah,
I mean even back east had Native Americans. They had the Iroquois Indians.
right.
So and could be. I mean, we've got Indian burial mounds here in Missouri too as well. I mean, the city of Chillicothe's buried the houses are built on Native American ground.
They must have so much activity.
They do. Chillicothe does, and I mean it's underground. There's a bunch of underground tunnels, and you got the river that goes underground. There's a lot of water underground flowing, and limestone, and
A lot of energy moving.
yep.
Yeah,
Mount
yeah.
Shasta said that they have several different types of races from different places: giants, lizards, people, Bigfoot.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, when I go somewhere, I don't ever do research beforehand. And after what happened in that lava tube, I didn't even look at the pictures. I didn't look at anything that we captured while we were there at all. I just yeah, I didn't go through any of the evidence after that trip. And plus I was really sick when I got back. I did have pneumonia.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I ended up in the hospital after that trip.
Do you think it was from altitude or too?
I think I might have caught it on the plane.
Is that what you saw? That's supposed to be an alien ant.
Did you post it just now?
Yep, it's up on the screen.
I'm waiting for it to come up. I don't see anything.
You must have an internet lag.
Wow. Okay, so it looks more like the drawing than it does
That
the being that's next to it.
yep, that's what that's supposed to be, isn't
Yeah. The rack looked literally like a an elk, or it had a huge rack on its head.
huh. I wonder if it was one of these. Did it have like a skull face for the rack?
Let me see when the picture comes up. And when I saw it, it looked like it had two sets of arms and one set of legs, because one set of arms was on my head and one set of arms was on my shoulders, which was strange.
Yeah, I found another picture,
And
and it says when I was 11 at my grandma and grandpa Bowman's house, my grandma took a picture of me in the living room with a Polaroid camera. A being developed behind me in the pic, looked like it jumped down out of the
out of the
ceiling.
ceiling.
Its long hair was still up. It had its arms wrapped around me and had only three long fingers. You could see it close its eyes, pointed nose, and smiling at me, all white and hard to see through. We tried to recreate the pic but couldn't.
Yeah, this is closer to that. This one's closer to it, but it also had the rack on the head.
That's a Wendigo.
Great.
Oh, you're lucky because those things they eat humans.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
wasn't
Jerry, that's a
like, I
Wendigo.
didn't feel, once I was able to walk again, like, walk out of the panic attack, I
Mm,
wasn't afraid after that. So I almost felt like something helped me,
hmm,
because the first panic attack that I had, I was in Disney. What a place to have a panic attack, right?
yeah.
And so I have a nerve disease on my left side of my body, and we were doing too much walking, and the pain that I had in my leg took over, and I had the my first panic attack there. And when we went into the tunnel,
Hey, Kathy. Yep, you're late.
that happened. Yeah, that happened in the tunnel, but it literally felt like something was helping me out
Right.
to get out of there. Not It wasn't fearful.
Maybe it might have been your spirit guide because I mean the Wendigos are also spirits. They're just evil spirits. So maybe your spirit guide was helping you out to get away from that.
Could have been. Yeah, I don't know.
Harry asked, "Could your visitor be friendly?"
I've seen some really crazy things. I've even seen a tree thing that looked like Groot,
Okay.
but it was walking and moving like it was alive, and it looked like the one that was in that movie.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some strange things.
We all do in this field, especially if you got abilities.
Yeah,
We see a lot of strange stuff.
but it sometimes it takes a while to find out what they are.
Yep.
When you don't know what they are, you got to look and look and look. Unless if you talk to somebody and describe it and they're like, "Oh, I know what that is."
Yeah, the way you described it with the rack and everything, I knew right away it was a Wendigo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're lucky that thing helped you out of there because those they're not good. Them Wendigos aren't.
Huh.
They're after souls, and that's what they're after. They feed on it. And usually, a lot of them they'll have like a skull head, like a deer skull head.
Yeah, it looked really creepy. And like how it was holding my head didn't look very nice either, like cuz my head was dented in.
Yeah, a lot of them are. Yeah, I've got a picture of a Wendigo because I actually just did a
I'll
shirt of.
have to find those.
See, that's kind of what a Wendigo is supposed to look like. What they show themselves as too, with the deer skull and they're they're evil.
Huh.
And they're known for attacking people in the woods.
Oh, yep, that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Yep. So why didn't it hurt me?
I think you had a guide there protecting you from it.
Huh. Wow. And that thing that was behind my daughter looked, maybe it was like it might have been that starting to form.
Mhm.
I don't know. It really had a lot of pointed teeth, and it had like a gold. The outline of it was all in gold.
Starseed Paranormal asks, "Do you have a connection since then? And do they send you messages like spirits or ghosts?"
A connection to Wendigo? I don't know. I've seen really strange things. Maybe that's what started the strange.
It may have, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen really strange things. I see things in trees and bushes, and I don't think other people see those things. I don't know.
Some people are just meant to see them, and then there's others that aren't.
My daughter sees them too, so I wonder if we were both affected when we were down in that tunnel,
Possibility, yeah.
in that tube. Huh. That's a thought.
Yeah, I mean, see, like my
One
dad and I, we don't see that strange stuff like that.
one of her friends was posting pictures. She was in a park in it was down south. I think she was in it was either Savannah or Atlanta. And she was posting pictures of her husband, her and her child, and she was showing pictures of her being pregnant again.
Uh-huh.
And my daughter was like, "Mom, look what's in the trees behind her. There's like tons of people hung." And she was like, "How does she not see that? And why was she posting those pictures?"
Right?
There's like I don't know how many dead people are hanging behind her.
Yeah,
I
that
guess she never saw them. But yeah, my daughter sees them too now. Much more than she used to.
yeah, you guys, when you were in there, you made a connection with that thing, and
Huh. Yeah, that could have been something that opened up something new.
yep.
I never thought of it that way because, yeah, ever since that trip, I've been seeing some really strange things.
I mean, like my dad and I, we don't see strange things like that, and it's probably because with us working in the light, and I mean, we deal with the evil stuff, so
Right. Because I've seen that. Remember I was telling you about that wormy thing
Yep.
on that house? I don't even know what that was.
Which brings another interesting topic. When you're around something dark and evil, how does your body react? Because
Right?
everybody's body's different.
Well, you got to try to definitely not be afraid because the fear could make give it strength.
Yep. It lives on fear. It feeds off of it.
And I actually tried not looking at that object or item or whatever I want, whatever it was that I
Right.
was seeing, because I didn't want it to notice that I noticed it. I didn't want it to come towards my home
Yep.
because I definitely didn't want it in my house, or on my house.
Yep.
It actually, when I saw it moving, it set off their floodlight, the spotlight outside. And yeah, it literally looked like a big wiggly, like a snake or a worm, I don't know, but it was long
Mhm.
and it was on the outside of the house and it wiggled and it just like went really fast across the front of it. I don't know. I never found it anywhere. I looked it up, but I couldn't find it. I've seen some guardians in forests also. They're pretty big. I have pictures of them. I have some pretty cool pictures of them the guardians that I've seen protecting. That's why the other night I think it was on here, somebody was talking about the trees being turned upside down
Uh-huh.
for Bigfoot. So when I was watching someone go into a forest and there were these X's with the trees, and I asked that person to pan their camera around. And when he panned the camera around, whoa, the stuff that I saw, I don't even think I could talk about what I saw. It was that it was that strange. Like, okay, so
Right.
I'll talk about um I won't go into too much detail, but I saw like a hut. And you know how our houses have our numbers
Yep.
listed on it? So this one had it was like a hut and it had the number 4 floating in the air next to it. And then there was another hut and it had a number 5. And then off to the right. This was only because he went past the X. I don't think that I would have seen it had he stayed on the other side of the X. But once they went past that X,
Mhm.
I don't think you're supposed to go past them. If the trees are upside down,
Yep.
go back the way you came. Don't go through them. um, then I saw like a door that had a big brass door handle on it, and it was the one that you like push the latch down,
Yep.
but it had a huge skeleton key inside the door lock, and it had wood paneling, so it was like a panel, a panel, a panel, so it was like grooved in the middle of it,
Uh-huh.
and it wasn't brown, it was blue, and it was huge. It looked like for a giant, and the framing was on it. I could see the framing around the door, but if like somebody could have possibly have walked through that doorway because the key was in it if they knew it was there. And I don't know why I was seeing it, but I could see it, but it wasn't attached to the ground. It was like up off the ground, a couple, I don't know, maybe a foot and a half.
Okay.
And they kept walking. And when he moved the camera, the trees were different types of beings. The taller trees were one being, the lower trees down were another type of being, the smaller trees were other beings. And then I'll tell you backstage what I was seeing because
Okay.
I can't say the rest.
Well, I found that worm thing that you were talking about.
You did? Wow, you're really good.
It's known as the parasite, the supernatural demonic entity in the form of a worm-shaped organism generated inside Trista Menderos after her possession. The seed of the demonic outbreak, it is able to infect other people and directly control them from the inside.
Oh,
And the parasite was seemingly created after the Menderos girl was demonically possessed after she was, I I can't say it online because I'll probably get kicked off for it, but she was abused by some guys. It was by a group of priests. It remained inside of her as her possession progressed. She was taken by Father Alberta to the Barcelona apartment building. Christina's possession became able to spread in the form of a virus, which plagued every of the quarantine building occupants, forcing the Angela Vidal to hide inside the upper apartment where the infected Tristina was hidden. The parasite found a chance to leave Mendero's body and forcibly transferred itself into Angela, controlling her afterwards. After Father Owen stepped in the building attempting to find the cure of the outbreak, Angela, the parasite, finally killed Mendero's corpse and ordered Owen to allow her out, to which she instantly declined. The demon inside her revealed itself and murdered him, mimicking his voice and telling the authorities that only one woman had survived the outbreak. After a second group of Geos entered to take Angela out, the parasite found a new host, passing itself to Gosman, one of her rescuers. Gosman and Angela were taken in the quarantine boat where a new outbreak occurred and it remained inside Gosman. The head doctor on board, Riccardi, still believed it was inside Angela until she proved herself free of any infection by biting him on the hand. Angela then realized it could be inside Guzman, to which he eventually confirmed as the parasite tried to get inside her. Once again, Nick managed to aid Angela and she killed him with a harpoon. After Angela and Nick escaped, the detonating, detonating ship it exploded, killing the horde of infected soldiers. Parasite, however, was left unharmed. In the water, it was swallowed by and dives into a fish, finding a newest host.
oh.
And the parasite is able to control humans by forcibly entering them to communicate through other infected beings after an exorcism rite. It is able to mimic human voices, and it is suggested that the parasite can also provide a cure for its own infection. And it shows like a demon. There's like a little video on the site that shows the worm going into somebody's mouth being held down by a demon, and the parasites entered into the mouth.
So that's the house that I had said that I saw the red. I saw the red flash on the outside of the house, and
Mm.
then I saw that worm. That's the house that also feels like it has poltergeist activity in it to me.
And see, poltergeist, a lot of poltergeist is associated with demonic too, and demonic houses and stuff.
Hmm.
You get a lot of that poltergeist.
There's two teenagers there, a girl and a boy.
Yep. Perfect hotbed for it.
Yep.
Gary says, I've seen several videos of trees walking. How is that possible?
I don't know.
Well, you figure trees take in energy. They get their energy from the sun. They get their static from the lightning and being out there. So a spirit can take over an object. So a tree is probably no different than,
I know they communicate with each other.
yep,
They do bend certain ways also to help other trees to get more or less sunlight if that's what's needed, or more or less rain.
yep.
Um,
So, I mean, energy can take over a tree, and with us being in tapped into the spirit world and the stuff we do, they can show us that they can walk.
Yeah.
Where like other people that are not tapped in won't see that happening, that phenomenon happening.
Yeah, it was very strange at what I was what I was seeing. I was like, I've seen this in movies and I've seen it in videos, but I never saw it live before.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen it being out in the woods as a kid. I've never seen trees get up and walk, but I mean, we got a cemetery out here in Missouri that everything shifts, including the trees.
In that forest, I actually have seen I saw a spider. It had 8 legs and a human head. There was some crazy stuff going on in that forest. Like if somebody paid me $1 million, I would not step foot on that land. For any amount of money
Right?
with what I saw going on in there. No. I saw 5 different dimensions happening at the same time. I saw 5 different types of cars that were like all different time periods, like from way back and
Yep.
then forward.
Yeah, it's strange what you see out there. I mean,
I saw somebody that was in there that had a skull that went onto the back of the person's head when they were hugging a tree. I saw it first on the back side of the tree and then it went onto the back of their head. It went in. Yeah, there was some things in there that was not good in that forest.
and I mean back to where how your bodies react to that stuff too, that demonic stuff. Like for me, I feel that immense pressure in my chest, or feels like somebody took their fist and drove it between my eye sockets.
Mhm.
I'll get it in the back of the head right back here.
Yeah, I get it in my lower spine. It feels like it's being pulled, like a
Mhm.
really hard pressure, and my forehead tightens.
Or I
Yeah.
also get like the tingling. I'll get the tingle feeling in my hands, my
uh,
arms.
Huh. But I was when what that was your cousin, right? On Friday?
Yep.
Yeah. When she was on, I think I might have said it. We had gone to a B&B down in Wildwood, which is down the shore here in Jersey. And we rented it for a week, and I didn't drive down. My daughter drove down, so I didn't have my car. The very first night we were there, I wanted to come home. I went upstairs to get to my room,
Mhm.
and I couldn't go past a certain point. There was you know how they have like those holes in the ceiling to get up into the attic area, like a crawl space?
Yep.
I couldn't walk past it. And when I pushed myself to walk past it, that whole area turned red. I saw red, and my stomach distended. That never happened before. I've never had that happen to myself. It must have been something really bad in there, and I should not have pushed myself to go in when I was being told not to. And I
Right.
smelled sulfur there. And yeah, it was not good. I had to sleep downstairs in the living room. I couldn't go upstairs.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Um,
So you got muted.
yeah, a call came in. Um,
Well, that's like this other creature you don't want to run into the woods is one of them.
sorry, I got another call. I didn't hear what you said.
This is another creature. It's up on the screen that you don't want to run into either.
Oh, okay. Wow, there's a lag tonight. between my one object, my one piece of equipment, and this one.
Well, I noticed like Facebook and YouTube. YouTube's ahead of Facebook as far as the streaming goes.
What is that?
That is what they call a rake.
Oh, okay. Oh,
That's another creature you don't want to run into in the woods.
yeah, no. I've seen that in on different shows, but I've never run into that.
Yeah, they're another one that's bad too that'll attack you.
Yeah, that doesn't look very kind.
No, it's part of the they consider it like part of the cryptids and the evil spirits. A lot of people you'll hear a lot of people interpret it as those are as skinwalkers and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But a rake is total different than a skinwalker.
Well, yeah, they're definitely not good, you know.
No, because
Yeah,
your skinwalkers are the ones that shape shift the animals and
right. Those are medicine men, right?
yeah, they were Navajo witch doctors,
Right.
and when they passed on, they became evil spirits.
Right.
That's why the Native Americans, you never call them skinwalkers. They're known as shapeshifters. Because when you call them skinwalkers in the Native American culture, they believe that it calls them forward.
Yes. That I've heard. I've heard that. People get very upset when you talk about them.
Yep.
Yeah. But some of them will talk about it in the
Yeah.
open.
And a lot of them won't. I mean, when you go out in Nevada regions out there, they won't talk about them.
No, the Navajo won't, but some of the Ute will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know some of the Comanches will and Cherokees will.
Yeah. Huh.
Uh, which Comanches are descendants of the Navajos.
Oh, they are?
Yep.
Huh.
Which
Learn
is
something new all the time.
my Native American heritage is the Comanche.
Okay.
My grandma was full blooded Comanche. Harry says I've seen several lightning strikes on trees. I have too. I actually this was one of the golf courses I worked at back in New York. We got called in for a thunderstorm and a bunch of us were working across the street on the other part of the back nine. The grounds maintenance crew shack was down over the hill, so we went down there, and you could see up. It was 14T. You could see, and the siren had gone off for the thunderstorm at the clubhouse. Well, these golfers decided to stay out there and get their last minute play in. Well, it opened up, and they were coming down the cart path, and the lightning had hit the tree limb right in front of their cart as they were coming down. I mean, it was that far apart from that tree limb coming down and taking them out.
Well,
And we were in that grounds maintenance shop and we watched that whole thing. We watched that lightning bolt come down and hit that tree.
they were lucky they didn't get hit.
Yeah, they were very lucky. They were grounded because they were on the golf cart with the rubber tires. But
Yeah, that's oof. Somebody,
they're lucky that tree limb didn't come down and crush that whole golf cart with them on it.
yeah, someone was watching over them.
Yep.
Well,
And if you notice, like with your paranormal equipment, when it's thunder and lightning, watch your meters.
oh yeah, they really go nuts.
They respond to lightning every time it,
Yeah.
especially K2. A K2 will too. When it's lightning,
Oh
K2,
yeah.
it flashes, the K2 will spike.
Yes.
The Mel meter will do it too.
Yep. And the old ones that have the Y and X
Yep.
axis on them, yeah. Yep. I had mine in my bag the one time. I forgot that it was in there. And I don't remember where I was with my mom. Oh, we were in a school. Why were we there? And all of a sudden the equipment started beeping in my bag. And my mom is like, "What is that noise?" And I'm like, "The equipment's going off in my purse, in my backpack." And then when I pulled it out, I was like holding it to see what was causing it to go.
Right.
Something was causing it to go off in there. It wasn't, as I walked around, it was stopping and starting.
Mhm.
Something was setting it off. I was asking questions and it was, responding to my questions. So, yeah, someone was there. But my mother was like, I didn't even hear it beeping. I hear, like, when I turn my equipment on here in the house, it beeps so much that I can't even turn it on.
Yeah, you're right. There must be a lag tonight on YouTube. Yeah, that was a rake, Gary, right here. That's a rake. They are not friendly. They will attack you in the woods.
Yeah, I would not want to come upon one of them, that's for sure.
Well, that's like our Missouri Bigfoot, the Momo monster.
Uh
They'll
huh.
attack, they'll attack you. They're aggressive,
Yeah.
but they haven't been spotted here since the 70s.
Oh, you know what else I saw in that forest was have you ever seen there's a place called Easter Island.
Yep,
There's rectangle shaped rocks
yep,
that go way down deep into the ground.
yep.
I saw those in that forest and they were alive also.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was weird. I
Well,
don't
that,
know like, how could that be alive? It's a rock. It was actually moving. It was moving along with those trees.
what about Slender Man? I'll tell you a little history on Slender Man, Gary, that I was able to find. Slender Man was actually a story created to scare children. And people took that story and ran with it, and then Slender Man became reality. And now everybody's having Slender Man sightings because somebody took a story and implanted it in people's minds, and now people are seeing Slender Man in force and up in prominent to Wisconsin. Slender Man is, but it all came from a story back then. You have to go through my YouTube. I did a whole episode on Slender Man and all the history I found on Slender Man, but it was a story created by somebody to scare children. And it was something to keep the kids out of the woods at night, that if they go into the woods, that Slender Man would get them and he kidnaps kids and eats kids. And
There goes that fear aspect again, right?
yep,
And it really does cause that energy to build much faster than anything.
yep. And then when you manipulate that energy into something, it becomes reality.
Yeah. I mean, I've even heard that on different locations where, somebody'll make up a story about a spirit being there, but that has never happened.
Right.
And then they'll have that spirit there because of people repeating that story over and over and over again. It literally becomes part of the location because of somebody, repeating that story so much. It becomes what that's a tulpa, right?
Yep.
Yeah. It's not good to do that.
Well, that's even like Annabelle. The energy that got manipulated into Annabelle from a nurse that owned her, and that psychic said they put her daughter's spirit in that doll,
Uh-huh.
and then these other group that got a hold of it, and they were doing things with it, putting it at the table and all kinds of stuff. They put manipulated their own energy in it,
Right.
and now Annabelle became a darker energy, and now she's a demonic entity now, energy
Yeah.
of that doll. So,
Yeah, it's not good.
and I just heard a recent story. She was active not too long ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got some insight on Annabelle not too long ago when they were doing a fumigation. They got some disturbing audio from her,
Wow.
and they won't they will never be released because it's too
She's dangerous.
yeah,
That's something that they need to really pay attention about.
it's too disturbing to release it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was, let's just say it was throwing threats and it was screaming in pain, and
Wow.
so, and that's any object. I mean, you get a darker energy in an object and you start doing that stuff,
Yeah.
and you got a lot of these people playing with that stuff like it's play toys, and they don't know the consequences behind it.
Right. They're not. They shouldn't be doing that at all.
There's nothing wrong with having a museum, but know what you're doing. And when Annabelle's voice gets recorded, is it a male or female voice? What I heard, it's kind of a male-ish voice. It's not female. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a museum, but know what you're doing and how to handle that stuff. I mean,
Yeah, because that having a lot of items that have attachments or any kind of object that has something demonic, it's very dangerous. You have to really know what you're doing with that
yeah,
stuff.
and I mean, you don't want to handle it with your bare skin. You don't want any of that touching your bare skin.
Right.
And when you're playing around with objects like that, you're asking for problems.
Oh, most definitely.
And then you're up there holding it like this and hugging it, and then it mixes with your heart chakra. There you go. You got your attachment.
Yeah. And uh, if you're bringing it really close to you, it's your throat, right? Your
Yep.
heart,
Yep.
your abdomen. It goes all the way down. Sometimes, depending upon how big the doll is, it could go to all through most of your chakras.
Yep.
Because there's only one here and the one up here. There's only two other ones,
Yep.
so you got five. And yeah, that's really bad.
Not
I
only that,
know
you make the deal with the devil comes to collect. Like,
energy can go through the front or the back of you.
yep. And a lot of people don't realize that, and they get playing with these objects, and then they wonder why stuff is happening in their lives and it's going bad for them, and it's because you're playing with these objects, you're creating that invite, you're inviting that whatever's in that vessel to come interact with you and be part of your household,
No, 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 thanks.
and you're sitting there communicating with it. Well, you're manifesting your own energy into it too. You're just feeding it and making it stronger.
After growing up in the house that I grew up in, I don't know why anyone would have a thought to do something like that. That was horrible. It was a nightmare. It was a literal nightmare living like that.
And I learned this from Father Bob, Sister Farah, Tony, Wade, and all the guys. With those objects, you never acknowledge them. You don't acknowledge Annabelle as Annabelle or he, she.
Right.
You acknowledge it as it because that's all it is. and it says, "Besides Annabelle, the shadow doll, what would be the next most dangerous in that museum?" It would be the satanic idol is the other one. Satanic idol, and then that fire doll. I don't get good vibes off that fire doll that they got in there.
How long have they had it?
They've had it for quite a while. That is known for it burnt down an orphanage,
Oh my goodness.
and everybody perished in the fire except for that doll. That's the only thing that didn't melt and burn. And then the dinosaur from the Devil Made Me Do It case, which possessed Danny Glatzel. And then,
Yeah, I would not want to be around those items.
I mean, that dinosaur was only supposed to act like a boy and walk across the floor and roar like a dinosaur, but when it comes out and says, "I'm gonna kill you all," and threatens the whole family, "You're all gonna die."
The people don't realize that, like, even when you're going sometimes to an event, they know you're on your way
Yep.
before you even arrive. It's not, you don't even have to be working in that field, with demonic or removing spirits from or attachments from anyone. They
Hey.
know that you're coming to that event.
Yep, they know.
They they have been on this earth a heck of a lot longer than we have.
Yep.
And it's no joke.
Greg says, "Hey, Carol and Russ." "Hey, Greg, welcome in."
Hi, Greg. Yeah, it's no joke. It's not something to play around with. And a lot of people they like to chance take their chances.
Yep. And then, I mean, look at me. I had those demonic items that I got from a case at a Paracon last year,
Right.
and they were sitting on our table, and I had them sprayed down with holy water. I bound them. I did everything. And in the picture of Lorraine holding Annabelle, is that a real one or a copy? That is a prop doll that they had for the media. A lot of people say that about, "Oh, Lorraine's holding a real doll." Lorraine would never hold that real doll, and that's I got criticized about this before from people, especially from the one that decided to try to trash us for no reason. That was a prop doll, and even Rick from Nesper confirmed it on a podcast episode he was on with me. So that's a prop doll Lorraine's holding for the media. They had to get another Raggedy Ann because they did not want to bring that doll out. Lorraine would never hold that doll. She did not like that doll. And you can watch it in a video with her that she did not like that doll. She says, "I'm not going to look at it." That doll terrified her.
She knew exactly what that doll could do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Greg, he's under the weather tonight. He's not feeling well, so he didn't come on tonight. Yeah, the Enfield house knew Jeanette and Petra were coming before they got there. That demonic knows everything about you. It knows your family, your whole life history.
Whether it's an upper or a lower demon, they
Yep.
know who is on their way to an event. If they're at that event, they know.
And I mean, that's like at Missouri State, the picture I took, and you can see him on my Facebook. They had the movie doll there, but the chair she's sitting in is the actual Annabelle chair
Ugh.
that Ed and Lorraine had her sitting in when they brought her home into the museum. And when I take Annabelle by herself, you see an arm up on the wall and its fist is closed.
Mm-hmm.
I turn my back to it and take a selfie with her at my back, and you see the hand open up like this.
Yeah, I saw that picture.
Those items know who I they knew who I am.
So that the house that I grew up in was not good. And my mom was complaining that there was something wrong with the shower, and my sister-in-law and I went upstairs to go check it out. And as I was fiddling with the knobs and stuff, I had bent over a bit, and I felt it immediately. Before I went in that, every time I go in that house, I pray, I put protections on. That day I didn't do it. I don't know why, I totally forgot. As soon as I bent a little bit to the knobs, I felt it go in my back.
Yep,
And it changed who I was immediately. And I felt it. And I knew if I stayed in that house, there was going to be some really big problems. I had to leave immediately.
yep, and they know it. I mean, they know when you're not wearing any protection, you're not spiritually protected.
Yeah,
They know it. They
it
know
took me like 45 minutes to get it out.
they know if you have a disability,
Yep.
that's what they prey on because to them, you're weak when you got a disability. To us as humans, you're not weak to us, but to them, you are.
Yeah.
And when they pick their target, that's
And
it.
that's something that I knew I had grown up with that thing in the house, so I knew what that was. And it still took me that long to get it out.
And I mean, you have your regular demonic, and then you have your inhuman demonics that
Yeah.
are inside a person. And they're the attachments that get left behind at certain locations. Like the one we got rid of at the Glen House here in Missouri, that was an inhuman demonic. It was a lower level, it wasn't a higher level. And it was amazing that they caught that on camera. I was actually surprised they caught it.
With the hand.
The black figure running right behind me in that video.
Oh, yes, yes, I saw that one.
That thing ran out the door.
He was scared.
Yeah, when I started reading that Saint Michael prayer and the perimeter protection prayer, it was like, nope.
Yeah, because it could turn them into dust,
Yep,
you know?
it
It'll
was
turn them
gone.
into like oblivion.
Well, Kent's boy was in his other boy was in the other room, and he heard they have wood sliding doors that close like this, and they were shut. He heard them doors rattle when it went right through it,
Oh, wow.
and there's like a little dining room, and then it goes out into the kitchen,
Uh-huh.
and it went through that door right out to the kitchen, right out through the outside door, and we had that outside door locked because it doesn't
Wow.
even stay shut.
Uh-huh.
But she told us when we're in the house to lock it, and we locked it when we came in, and it was wide open. I went out to the car to go get something. The door was wide open, and everybody was accounted for in the house. It was just
That
Kent.
was after you did the prayer?
Yep, Kent, myself, my dad, and Kent's 2 sons were the only ones in the house. The other team, Bluff Paranormal, they were doing there's like a old little quarters outside there that the servants quarters, they were out there investigating while we were in the house.
Right. Yeah, it's not something that people should play with if they don't know what they're doing.
No. I mean, that's
You
why you see that a lot of the stuff, they've got it in case. If you look at my cousin John Zaffis's museum, all his stuff is under glass cases and
and it's not you don't go online and you get a fake certificate saying that you're now a demonologist
exactly.
from a fly by night church. You really have to learn. I
It
mean, it
takes
takes
a lot of years.
years, a lot of learning.
Gary says, I will never criticize you for any kind of belief. And the same with us, Gary.
Yeah, no.
And I mean, that's like my friend Jeanette. She's agnostic. I don't hate her for it, even though my dad got her with holy water in Ohio.
Oh, that's funny.
he he put it on his hand and he tapped her on the shoulder, and she hissed at him jokingly.
What was he trying to baptize her?
Yeah,
That's
and
funny.
she hissed at him, and she said it burned. No way. I made her hold my Saint Benedict's rosary that's blessed. I said, hold it right up here to your forehead.
Did it burn?
Yep,
So see, it's all the way you believe,
yeah,
right?
yep.
Yeah.
I don't hate people for other religions. Haha, I'm very open. Yeah, we had fun in Ohio.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Oh
Back,
my gosh, I can't believe my nose is getting so stuffed up. These allergies are crazy.
but I mean, like I was saying with my demonic items at that Paracon, the ceiling ended up falling in with a bunch of water coming down.
Ugh,
And then on the way home, almost getting killed in downtown Kansas City with that stuff in
yeah,
the car.
yeah, I remember you had said that.
It's and I mean it's not a joke. You got to be very careful
Yeah,
what you do. That's like there's a friend of mine, Jocelyn. She's the doll mom, and she's got a bunch of haunted dolls. And there was one she carries around with her, and she let my dad and I bless it at the Paracon for her.
that's good. It
And
has an attachment.
yeah, it's got an attachment. I held it.
Mm.
I didn't feel anything bad with that doll. It felt like a regular spirit, but
Yeah, but anything can change at any time,
yep.
you know? Even if it's a good spirit, at one point it could change.
Hey, Embry, welcome in. Yeah, I
Hey,
mean,
Ambry.
it can, and I mean, you figure the Warrens Museum's got over 750 pieces in there.
It's a lot.
And I mean, my dolls that are in there, they're dangerous too.
Yeah,
And those really should be under cases too. Dan was going to build a case for him, and then he ended up passing away.
right. They do
And
still need a case, right?
yeah, they need to be encased. And I was talking to you, Elton's wife about it. I said those dolls need to be in a case. They don't need to be having people access to them, touching them, and I
Yeah,
said them dolls are not friendly, and I said they will hurt you. I said
it's not good.
the one messes with your heart. When I came back from the Conjuring house, I kept having time slips. I mean, my room would completely change. I got bit on my leg and poked. It seemed like a needle. Yeah, I seen the picture. She got bit on the leg,
Wow.
and she had just come from the Conjuring house.
When I was at Gunslinger Gulch, I felt like I got stabbed. It felt like an ice pick in my ear,
Mm,
and it felt like it came out my eye. And then later that night, when I went to sleep, it felt like the 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 entity that was in that room choked me. It pulled my daughter out of the bed, like it yanked her. Yeah, it was not that was not a good location. That room was not a good location for us.
right.
I won't stay in. I'll go there again. It was really, really good place. It was very haunted, but I won't stay in the log cabin again. Not after what that did to me.
Well, that's like I keep getting a lot of questions about the dinosaur from the Devil Made Me Do It case
Uh huh.
because a lot of people have everybody thinks they see that Conjuring movie, The Devil Made Me Do It, that with the witch and the totem.
Uh huh.
It wasn't that, it was the dinosaur actually walking across the floor, threatening the family they're all gonna die, and then little Danny gets possessed.
Right.
And how Arnie got possessed, he challenged the demonic that was in Danny, telling him that he invited it to take him instead.
Yeah.
That's what caused him to murder that guy.
Yeah. You don't challenge it.
My arms were scratched up right in front of Petra at Bathsheba's grave. I was never scared and it didn't hurt.
Thank God it didn't hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I heard Bathsheba's not a very good spirit either. And there's that other theory about her. Some say she's not in that grave.
Oh,
She's
really?
some say that she's actually buried right on that property somewhere.
Huh.
Some think they dumped her down that well that's down in the basement. I've heard that story several
Yikes.
times brought up, and that's the theory that Bathsheba's not in that grave.
Yeah. See, I don't think I would go to those locations. Like, I know myself and how my body would react. I don't think it would be good for me to go those.
Oh, I would go to the Conjuring house because I got family ties into the Conjuring house with Keith and Carl Johnson and Ed and Lorraine,
Yeah.
and
Well,
then
Keith and Carl were the first ones to investigate,
yep,
right?
they were the
Yeah.
ones. They're the ones that see. A lot of people think the parents called the Warrens in. It wasn't. It was Keith and Carl that called the Warrens in,
Right.
and I also other got family ties to it too. Members of my family actually used to own the Conjuring house. Mr. Kenyon is one of my relatives that sold it to the parents.
Wow.
Yep, he's one of my descendants from my Kenyon line because
That's amazing.
Mary Kenyon's my second great grandmother.
That's amazing.
Yep, from Rhode Island. She was nice to be in the bedroom. Nice to me in the bedroom. I seen her at the end of the bed. She just stood there looking at me. Petra was asleep and had a tight hold of my. I remember you guys talking about that on my podcast. Well, did you see Angry Grandma? Her
No, I didn't.
her grandson Jake brought her to the Conjuring house.
Really?
Mhm. And Angry Grandma saw their makeshift Annabelle in a case in there, and she was cussing up a storm. She wanted the hell out of there, and he said, "No, we're gonna sleep here tonight." Why would you collect haunted dolls? It seems like the big thing nowadays. Everybody wants to have a haunted museum.
Not me.
I mean, the Warrens did it. Their whole purpose of doing it was to keep those demonic items locked up and safe out of people's hands.
Right.
That was their theory to keep it under lock and key. Same with John Zaffis. Same thing. You keep it under lock and key. Well, you get somebody like Zach Baggins that wants to open their big museum, which he ripped off of John Zaffis, and open his own museum to show it off to the world. And now everybody wants a haunted museum and have that going on. But a lot of people don't know the consequences with having that stuff. Why I don't keep it here at my house. I get the stuff from somebody's house and it's gone. Why most of my stuff, I got stuff in John Zaffis's museum and the Warren's Occult Museum. I wouldn't want a crying child picture. They are dangerous. Yeah, yeah, I wouldn't want one of them either.
Actually, a friend of mine has one of them, and the child likes him. It acts like it's he's his or her friend. He's got a female one and a male.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's got two.
That said, I sent my haunted jacket to Jimmy. That thing was crazy. I hope he still has it. Yeah, Jimmy Penanito, he still has it, Jeanette. He used to be a member of Nesper, Jimmy Penanito. He's known as everybody knows him as Mr. Haunted.
Who is it?
Jimmy Penanito.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a buddy of mine. He's a cool dude. Cracks me up on some of his videos. He's hilarious. He just some of his videos on TikTok, he'll reenact like unsolved mysteries and stuff like that. Like you'll see some of his videos and but yeah, he used to be a member of Nesper with Rick Clark and that, and he's wrote several books and stuff. And the one guy I had on my show when I was still on Supernatural Link, that the house in Connecticut that Ed and Lorraine checked out, he wrote a book on. Him and Jimmy wrote a book together,
Huh.
and yeah, Jimmy collects some haunted objects too, but Jimmy knows how to handle them because of working with the Warrens.
Yeah, I don't like collecting anything like that. Mm-mm.
Well, that's like Rick. He when he was on my podcast, he was telling a story that when he was working with the Warrens and dealing with Annabelle, all of a sudden his heart stopped. He got real sick and ended up in the hospital, and his heart stopped,
Well,
and they don't know why. And
oh,
he
I wonder why.
dealing with Annabelle and that Warren's occult.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If I end up with anything else, it's going to him. But I mean, when you're bringing them online and doing spirit box sessions with them, and you know it's got a demonic attachment on it, that's not good because everybody that's watching it can pick you out of it watching them do that.
Right. Yeah. It's affecting other people. I mean, we know they travel through electronics.
Yep,
They can travel.
yep. And they've upped their game quite a bit because
Yep.
of too many people nowadays with doing this stuff, and it's so now they've upped their game. They're a lot stronger. They're a lot
Oh,
wiser.
yeah. Yep.
That's like your higher demonics. Even though the church is a holy place, your higher level demonics can walk in a church,
Oh, of course.
and it won't phase them.
No.
I mean, why do you think a lot of the churches are haunted with demonic stuff from exorcisms they've done in churches?
Right. If it really hurt them that much, they wouldn't be able to go in there.
Yep.
If it
Now
was
your lower level stuff, they can't walk into church because it bothers them.
right.
Your real higher levels, it don't phase them where they'll just sit there and laugh at it. And I would bring my audio on and from a case that we captured, but it's also disturbing too. It was 3 demonic entities laughing and chanting, mocking religious music. I was actually instructed to destroy it and get rid of it because of it.
Yeah, if somebody's bringing something that's haunted on or it has an attachment, they definitely need to have, put those protections on and
Yep.
give that do prayers for everyone and protections before the show and let everybody know what's going to happen so that they have a choice as to whether to stay and watch or if they
Yep.
want to leave, you know?
And it's the same if you're watching my cousin Ed's old videos too, and they're showing the Warrens Occult Museum. Before you watch that video, protect yourself
Right.
because they are showing Annabelle and they do show a close up of her eyes, and you stare her in the eyes, she's going to connect to you telepathically.
Yeah. And it
Same with
doesn't matter when it's recorded.
nope.
It could be recorded a year before and it still could connect.
Yeah, and that was recorded back in the 80s.
There is no time and space. Always remember that. There is no such thing as time and space. So we're the only ones that humans are the only ones that deal with time and space
Yep.
within these bodies.
I mean, that's like your YouTubers running around about demon this, demon that. Oh, I had a demon throw something at me, or a demon almost killed me. You would know it if you came in contact with a real demon. And I know they do it for their entertainment values, but the people to watch, they need to cool it because you start doing that and you're feeding them energy, you're gonna call them forward and eventually you're gonna get the attachments and the consequences that go along with it. Demonic possession, they always say they are legion or us, and so when someone gets actually possessed and they get a demon out, how do the priests know they got them all out? How many can fit in a person? Multiple can fit into a person. I mean, they do. They run in legions, and I'm trying to remember. I say I'm talking about this stuff, and my equipment cuts out.
I heard that.
Yep, my mic just cut out and quit
Yeah.
working.
It's almost like don't talk about this.
Yep, they
You're
don't
not
want
allowed
their
to speak on this. It did it again.
Yep, now it's working again.
Wow.
They don't want people to acknowledge it and expose it.
Yeah.
And that's what the Warrens were even trying to do. They were trying to expose the demonic and educate everybody on it. I mean, yeah, it is rare that not everything is demonic out there, but they're there. They may wait 10, 12, 20 years before they strike, but they lie in wait and they wait for the perfect opportunity. And they don't have to listen to you. You can't tell them what to do. So priests know by the demeanor of the person is how they know they got them all. And a lot of times you'll think they'll think they got it all. They think, oh, it's back to normal, and then all of a sudden it starts wearing its ugly head again in that person that's possessed. And you know how you see in movies when people are possessed, you'll see all the bones. They'll be twisting. There we go again.
Yeah.
My equipment cracked out again.
Because it does happen. The bones do twist and contort.
Yep. Farrah was telling me about one case she worked that was like that. Her and Ken, her late husband. Yeah, now my equipment's not kicking back on again.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I switched over to my computer mic.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, see, it does that every time I talk about it and I expose it. Even Wade mentioned that too. Wade was watching one time when I was talking about that, and equipment started crapping out. And
I notice that when I hear certain things, if I'm not supposed to hear it, the voice turns mechanical.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
I won't be able to hear what anybody's saying.
No, Jeanette, they don't like that type of stuff, and especially with someone like me that goes out and deals with that stuff. They know I combat them, and
Excuse me.
the devil's got my wanted poster in hell. Higher levels you speak
My
of.
chair keeps getting pulled.
Well, earlier I seen something white go behind you in that black doorway.
Behind me?
Mhm.
Yeah, I felt my chair shifting.
Yeah, it peeked in there and then backed out.
It's a small closet. This used to be my daughter's room when she was little.
Okay. Gary asked, "These higher levels you speak of, how many are there?" Oh, man, there's a lot. If you if you look them up, you'll see there's well over hundreds of demons out there. Some are more prominent than others, but and you never say their names because you call them forward. When you call their name, you invite them. Now, for the other reason to get rid of them during an investigation, we call their name because that gives us power over them.
Right.
Which a lot of times when we're dealing with a demonic case, I already know which one it is. As soon as they describe it to me, I already know its name and which one it is because I've came up against it before. And I mean, you do get your battle scars from them.
Yeah, and after a while they definitely know who you are and what you're doing, you know?
Where do demons get their names? Do they name themselves or does someone name them? Well, a lot of them got their names from God because a lot of them, what they are, they're falling angels that were casted out of heaven and they went down below to hell with the devil. So the devil's giving them their names too because they're his minions and they do his dirty work. And people don't realize your demonic entities can take a regular spirit and make them do their dirty work just like they would possess us as a human being. They possess a spirit to do their work too. I mean, look at the Enfield poltergeist case that Bill Williamson, demonic entity took over him that was possessing the girl. So,
There's so many different ways that things can happen.
yep. Hell, they can even come through your TV, the white noise through your TV. And I mean, look at some of these movies that portray a lot of it. Look how many actors have had bad luck from doing movies like that. Look at the little girl from Poltergeist. After Poltergeist 3, she passed away.
Yeah. They had a lot of activity on their movie sets.
Yep. I
A
mean,
lot.
Conjuring movies, they had to bring a priest on and bless the set and the actors, and
Yeah.
Vera ended up with a bruise on her thigh from something from the last Conjuring movie they did,
Yeah.
and, that's why they've got the movie doll locked in a case too, because you're doing a movie on the demonic and you're using that doll to represent the real Annabelle, you can manifest that demonic entity right into that doll, the energy into it.
Yeah, it could cause another entity to go into that one.
Yep. Which the one they got in the museum is the Annabelle Comes Home doll. They don't have the one from the original Conjuring. They got it from Annabelle Comes Home.
I
But
keep hearing a dripping sound.
but then they got the chair that she's sitting in is the actual Annabelle chair that Annabelle sat in.
Oh, okay.
So that's what they have her sitting in at the Warrens Museum. But now they've got her locked in the case like the case that was in the movies. But
Is the case on like a wooden stand?
yep, and it's all glass and it says positively do not open and she sits in a chair in it.
Uh-huh. See, I don't look at that at all. Yeah, I don't look at her. I looked at a picture of Robert the doll, but I only looked at the case. I didn't look at Robert.
Yep, you don't want to look at them and acknowledge them.
Yeah, no.
Well,
Mm-mm.
that's like when I went to the Warrens Paracon there and I walked in the Warrens Occult Museum and Annabelle is sitting there. I could hear a voice say to me, "Till we meet again, Russell."
Wow.
And I didn't acknowledge her. I didn't communicate back with her. I didn't even answer it.
Yeah. Yeah, because the more interaction you do, the more she'll do.
Yep.
You don't want her in your head like that.
And that was because I connected to her telepathically from watching Ed's video. Was watching and they zoomed into her eyes and I didn't look away fast enough.
Oh boy.
And
Yeah.
she came to me when I was sleeping in a dream
Oh no.
and I woke myself up.
Yeah, see, I don't like to take any chances, so I don't even watch anything like that.
Yep. Now that little monkey that you see in the Conjuring movies at the end with the symbols,
Uh-huh.
here's a little spoiler. That is an actual piece from the Warrens Occult Museum that's in that movie.
That monkey is so creepy.
Yeah, that's in the Warrens Occult Museum. That was one of that was a real artifact from the Warrens Occult Museum they used in the movie.
I actually remember that monkey from when I was younger
Yep.
with the thimbles, right? It's got the thimbles where it claps.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. No
Yep.
thanks.
That's it. That's sitting in the Warrens Occult Museum.
I don't like Jack in the Boxes either. Those are creepy to me. I don't like clowns.
Yeah,
Um,
Jeanette don't do clowns either. I tried to get her in Ohio to go downstairs and take a picture with Art the Clown down there.
mm-mm. I made my daughter throw out her clown from when she was little that someone had given her. She was like, "But mom, I've had it since I was a baby. I don't care. Throw it away." I didn't even know it was still in the house here. It was in one of the containers.
Arizona says, "I'm not a fan of dolls and clowns."
No, I don't like them either.
Jeanette, they suck.
They do.
every time I see a clown, I think of, the Three from Hell movie with, what's his name now? He plays the clown in it.
House of a Thousand Corpses?
No, it's Three from Hell. They, break out of prison and they're in the warden's house, and it's, you remember Opie from, the Andy Griffith Show?
Yeah.
His brother plays the clown in it, and, Richard Brake makes a comment when the clown shows up, "What are we gonna do with that kitty tickler?"
I don't remember that movie at all.
That's the latest one after, Devil's Rejects,
I'll have to look it up.
and, he's dressed as a clown. He's a creepy ass clown in it. Yep, Clint Howard. There you go. I don't know why I drew a blank. I met him. Met him twice. A little bit with Clint Howard at Crypticon the one year. His wife was choking. She
Oh
was eating
no.
she was eating pizza and one of them red pepper flakes. Went down the wrong tube and she was choking and we went over there and helped his wife.
Wow.
None of the Crypticon guys were over there.
She was alone?
She was with Clint and Clint was
Oh,
worried about her and I have training in first aid and CPR and all that. I'm
wow.
certified in it, so I went over there and helped her. And finally the Crypticon guys show up. He thought we were bothering Clint. I was like, "No, she was choking." And we helped her and they thanked us. Clint Howard thanked us.
Wow.
His wife gave us a hug and
Uh,
he says, "Now I got something to talk about in my panel too.
it
How you guys just helped my wife that there is good people."
was a hot pepper flake?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I threw away my Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls after I found out about the Warrens dolls long ago. Not all of them. I mean, my grandmother had Raggedy Anns. She had, which I have them. They're little ones, a little Raggedy Ann and Andy. And then I've got a bigger Raggedy Ann that I take to shows with me, and I'll set it by my banner. And I've got the nun I set there with it too.
You have those?
Hmm.
You know what I have of my grandmother's and my mom's?
With
Is
that.
their hair.
Oh yeah.
When they were younger, their hair was braided and cut.
Oh
And
okay.
it's in a glass case, like a shadow box.
Yep.
Yeah, really long braids for both of them.
But yeah, I'll bring the Raggedy Ann doll and I'll set it up on my table at conventions and stuff.
I don't know why I just thought of that braid.
My Raggedy Ann and Andy on my bed. I named them Ed and Lorraine.
That's cute.
Ambry's got a big Raggedy Ann doll too. Well, that's like there's this one group that's out there on Facebook. They're from Britain, and she keeps posting these videos. Oh, Annabelle cussed at me, or I took a cross to Annabelle, and you don't see nothing in their videos. They're just doing it for entertainment. And she's saying it's the real Annabelle, and I commented on there. I was like, "That's not the real Annabelle. She's in the Warrens Occult Museum. Try again." Yeah, they they run around acting like they got paranormal activity. They ain't got nothing going on. You don't see nothing, and they'll tag it in the video. Oh, you'll see. They just put out a new one. Oh, you see the demon behind me. There's nothing.
It's
People like that
crazy.
is what makes us in the field look bad.
Yeah, that's for what reason? Why do that? Sit and get real evidence.
Yeah, do it legit. You'd be more credible
Yeah,
Real
and
evidence.
you'll be happy with what you get then. Unbelievable.
I actually just talked to Amy Script not too long ago.
Uh-huh.
I commented her trailer. If you check her trailer out from Missouri State Penitentiary, we were the ones that was getting Amy's name on the spirit box. We're mentioned in her video,
Oh, that's cool.
and I commented on it, and I told her, I said, "Yeah, we're the ones." And she says, "Oh wait, no way." I said, "Yeah, we were the ones." Grins. I'm not saying it was creepy dolls, but it was creepy dolls. Russell Reynolds, Beyond Life Paranormal podcast. He
Creepy
sounds,
dolls, creepy
he
dolls.
kind of sounds like that guy from the Ancient Aliens.
Uh-huh.
Aliens.
Creepy dolls, creepy dolls.
The monkey, the real one at the time. Yeah, that was the real monkey from the Warrens Occult Museum that they used in the movie. And that I'd rather sit there all night and look stupid and getting nothing than to lie. It's not worth it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Same here. What you see is what you get. If we don't catch nothing, that's what you're gonna see.
Yeah.
That's why I like going live. So you're getting the live feed and not edited video. So nothing's being edited. You're watching it as it actually happens. Greetings to all meditators, higher level seekers, legends, myths, ghosts, paranormal hunters, monsters, and cryptid hunters, and all you wonderful viewers, rascals. And everyone.
Nanu nanu.
Yep. I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
Nanu nanu, right? Isn't that how he did it? Nanu nanu.
Gary says, I don't like clowns or dolls. I'm not fond of the Joker. Right? Only when Jack Nicholson's playing him. He did a good Joker.
Yeah, he did it. He did do a good Joker.
He was he was good in The Shining too. I liked when he.
I watched that recently. It was good.
Yeah, Stephen King didn't like that movie though. He was mad at Stanley the way he made that movie because it didn't portray what was in the book.
Oh,
But I mean, in all, it was still a good movie. Jack Nicholson played a good.
they don't usually make movies exactly the way the books are written.
Clint Howard was on Star Trek. Yep. He was also in Tango and Cash. He was in Three from Hell. He was in a few horror stuff too. Clint Howard was. I went up to him when I first met him the first day, and I said to him, I said, I was told I look like your brother Ronnie. And he's looking at me. He's kind of like, yeah, you do kind of look like a younger Ronnie Howard. It was Mark Boone Jr. that told me that, who played Bobby on Sons of Anarchy, played Bobby Elvis.
Amanda and I are going this summer, possibly August, to to the Stanley Hotel.
I'm dragging you to the Stanley Hotel. Yeah, that's on my bucket list. I'd love to go to the Stanley Hotel.
If I'm allowed to fly.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I'd rather just drive out there. Get the
Yeah,
scenic.
I always seem to get sick when we get in an airplane.
I flew one time and that was it.
Only once?
Only once.
The very first time I got on an airplane, it went out of business. We lost our ticket money for the way home. That was that was hysterical.
Well, we flew from Kansas City, Missouri back to, we went to Pennsylvania. And first plane we got on, I was fine. I was looking out the window, looking at the clouds and stuff. And looking at the ants down below.
Yeah, everything looks like an ant.
But then we get on the second plane, my dad and I sit towards the back. He points out the window, he says, "Look at that wing," and you can see they had repaired it with sheet metal and pop rivets.
Oh no.
I'm like, "Why would you show me that?"
Right? You
And
don't want to see something like that.
we start to take off, and we hear a loud bang, and one of the oxygen tanks fell out of the back of the cabinets back there.
Oh no.
This poor little girl sits across from me, and she's freaking out, and I'm trying to keep her calm. I felt
Who
bad.
was keeping you calm?
Nobody.
I usually just pull the thing down, to close the window, and I go out cold.
Arizona said most Hollyweird ruins books and changes the stories. They do.
There was the movie Lovely Bones
Mhm.
with Mark Wahlberg. Wahlberg, right? I think I'm saying the name wrong. Um, I read the book. That movie was exactly to the book.
Okay.
I have never seen that before with a movie. So I read the book first, and then the movie came out. And I was so surprised at how exact it was because I've never seen that before with a movie.
Well, that's like Doctor Sleep. Doctor Sleep was more towards the book that Stephen King wrote, The
Oh,
Shining.
was it?
Yep.
I didn't read the book on Doctor, for that movie. I
Yep.
liked the movie though.
Yep. So Stephen King did the movie Doctor Sleep instead because Stanley Gerback's passed on now.
Oh, okay.
Granzer said, "Oh wow, the super talented Clint Howard. Do you remember a gem of a movie he was in, The Wraith, with Charlie Sheen? Super cool movie." Oh yeah, I've seen that. I do remember that movie. Yeah, that was a good movie with him and Charlie Sheen.
I'd have to look at it and see if I've seen it. I've seen so many darn movies, I can't remember which one's which anymore.
Clint Howard was the engineer mechanic in that movie. He was the only one who got to survive. I've been around the planet twice. Love flying, flying to Florida in July. Yeah, she's going down to Florida to investigate this summer. She's going to Eileen Warmos's room.
At the hotel that she last stayed in?
Yep. Then there's a bar that she would frequent.
No, I think they're back on again.
Yeah, I think they're letting you do it again
Yeah.
there. Thought I read something on that. They're letting you do the tours and they'll do a ghost tour. I might need when I go out there with Jeanette, I might sweet talk them and tell them who I'm related to and see if they'll let me
When are
investigate.
you planning on going?
It won't be this year. My schedule's packed full this year.
Well, maybe we'll have to wait then and go with you guys.
Maybe next year. Talk to them. They are good to go at the Stanley. Not staying in her room and I'm staying in her room and going to the last resort.
In Eileen's room?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm curious to see what she gets out there with her.
Yeah.
Carol and Russell didn't a few weeks back talk about the ending of the movie The Mist, how the ending was different from the book, but Stephen King approved of the movie's ending. Yeah, The Mist. That's
Oh,
where
I didn't know about that. I
yeah,
like that movie though.
Stephen King wrote the book on that, and they changed the ending and stuff. It wasn't how the book was, but Stephen King liked how they did the ending.
So he approved it?
Yep,
Oh, that's good. A lot of the people that were in that movie was in Walking Dead.
yep. I'm wanting to stay on the fourth floor at the Stanley. I'd like to investigate that room. I think it was 217, I think. when Ghost Hunters was there and the table lifted up on Grant.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to check that out and see if I get the table to lift up.
Yeah, I'll have to do some a little bit of research on different rooms there.
Caesar Romero and Jack Nicholson did great. Yeah, they they did good in that movie in The Shining. That was one of it's one of my favorite movies, The Shining.
Yeah.
I like Jack Nicholson. He's hilarious. He's got the psychotic eyes,
Yes.
and he was definitely good in that movie. And I would love to meet Jack Nicholson.
I
He
would, yeah.
he doesn't
He's
act.
amazing.
He doesn't
Huh?
act anymore. He's retired.
Yeah, no.
Somebody said he's got Alzheimer's.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's got Alzheimer's. But I seen a picture out of him out with a bunch of the Robert De Niro and all those guys.
Huh. That's sad that if he has that. It's a terrible disease.
But did you know that movie also threw Shelley Duvall into manic depression and anxiety?
Yeah.
Some of the cast was actually picking on her behind the scenes
Oh, really?
of that movie. Yeah,
That's terrible.
said the only nice one was Jack Nicholson to her. Jack would joke around with her, but he was actually pretty decent to her. But some of the other actors weren't very kind to her.
That's terrible.
I had some friends of mine that stayed there once they heard the kids in the hallway while they were reading in the bed. Well, there's also that one room where the nurse had committed suicide. She hung herself. The nurse, actually, no, it was a maid.
At the Stanley?
Yeah, the housekeeper. She hung herself in a closet. Fourth floor is very interesting with all the families.
There's so much activity at hotels.
Well, not only that, the Stanley's got mob history too. There was mob hits in that hotel too in the Stanley.
Yeah.
And then in the dance room theater out there, a homeless man froze to death out there.
Outside from the snow?
Well, and no, it was in the there's a theater room off the hotel and they don't keep it heated during the winter.
Right.
And the homeless guy had broken in there for a place to stay out of the elements and he froze to death in there
Oh my gosh.
and died.
That's terrible. I guess it didn't stay warm enough from the elements because it was no heat in there.
Yep, they don't heat that because they don't run it in the winter.
Right.
And then down in the basements where Jason and Grant kept hearing that woman yell hello.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that. Look at look watch that episode again with them.
Yeah, it was a
See if I,
Halloween live they did.
yeah, see if I can find it. It's been a long time since I've seen any
Yeah,
of those shows.
that one's been I want to say it was early 2000s, I think, is when they did their Halloween live there. It was on Halloween. Wonder how the real place is as opposed to the movie and enhanced for it. Well, another little thing about that Shining movie, the Overlook Hotel is actually in Oregon. The outside scenes were filmed at that hotel.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Well,
It wasn't filmed at the Stanley. There were several different hotels that were used for the movie.
right. They do a lot of searching for different sites when they do, different movies. Yeah. different locations and just splice it together, right?
Yeah, they did, the sound stages at EMI Studios in England, so some of that was filmed in England, and then they filmed on location in Oregon and Montana. The exterior location that you see in the movie with the maze and all that, that is called the Timberline Lodge in Mount Hood, Oregon, located about 50 miles east of Portland. In the book, The Haunted Room 217, the actual Timberline Lodge allowed Gerbeck to film the exterior shots, but requested he change the room number to 237 for the film, fearing guests would refuse to stay in a cursed room.
Well, not paranormal people.
See, the Elstree Studios in Hertfordshire, England, is where all the inside of the hotel was filmed. That's where that was all filmed, all the inside.
Well, that's really cool.
Greg says, I think the other one is bigger.
The Overlook? Is that what he's meaning? I
Yep,
think.
yep.
Yeah.
And Gary says, I refuse to watch it. Pennywise.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, there's something about clowns. You come to the haunted house that we do every year, you're bound to see some creepy ass clowns.
my oldest daughter, she's so freaked out about paranormal stuff, but she watched and horror stuff, like horror movies and stuff. She
Mhm.
doesn't watch them, but she watched it, and she loved it, which is crazy because, and she watched it alone, which I was so shocked at. I was like, "What? You watch it? I don't even watch that one."
Right?
I was like, "How could you do that by yourself?" Mm-mm. Nope. There's just certain things that bother me.
That's the one that's bigger. The first time I was there, 217 was actually accessible.
Oh, yeah, I remember Greg telling us stories about going to the Stanley.
And then in the movie, that's where that woman that come out of the bathtub at Jack Nicholson,
Uh huh.
which was
Oh, the creepy one with the skin stuff.
yeah, that was Mr. Grady's wife.
Yeah, creepy, creepy.
And then Mr. Grady standing there with blood coming down his head,
Yes,
telling Mrs. Torrance, "Nice party."
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
she had a mental breakdown. Shelley Duvall did after that movie.
she did.
Mhm.
That's sad.
Well, look at the kid that played Danny. He after that movie, he quit acting. He didn't star in any more movies after that. He
Did
act
they have activity happening at the hotel while they were there?
I don't know because most of that inside was filmed in a studio that
Right. Okay. Yeah, but still, you can still get activity
they
even
made.
though it's studio.
He quit acting all after that. He went and became a college professor.
Have you ever watched the movie The Entity?
Yep.
I mean, look at when they did the reconstruction of that in the gym, right? That was based on a real case in California.
Wasn't 217 Stevens' room? I think so.
I can't remember.
And I know it what inspired Stephen King to write the book was, 1, the children in the hallway, and then Arizona said it was you. And then, they had their stuff laid out on the bed, the clothes, and I guess they went to dinner or something, they come back and all their clothes was put away.
Well, that's what I need here. I need somebody to do the dishes and my laundry and the cleaning. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, if
You could,
they wanna haunt the house, at least they
right?
could.
Instead of like whistling in my ear and stuff, do the dishes at least for me. I wouldn't mind just staying then.
Right? Oh, I can't believe we've been on almost 2 hours and 30 minutes already.
Well,
Yeah, we better wrap it up. I gotta work in the morning,
yeah.
and, got any last words for everybody, Carol?
Remember to smile.
Alright,
And
and
thank you to everyone that had that was in the service and in our military. I had a brain fart there for a second. I couldn't think.
we're getting a few last minute comments. Greg said the hotel was closed and they let Steven stay because of a snowstorm. Arizona said, get it to scroll back up here. They should help you out with the housework, Carol.
Yes, they should.
Granzer says, "Oh, Carol and Russ, speaking of the entity, that movie never got remade, right? I want to say Case really stands out. Yeah, that I don't think it's ever been remade.
No, and that was a really creepy movie with what happened to the mom in that movie because it was based on a true story. You're welcome, Jeanette.
So we're gonna get ready to close the show out,
Thank you.
and I'll be backstage, and I'll be with you in just a minute. All right, guys, have a good night. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and remember, if you're being bullied in the paranormal field, you do have a voice. Nobody's better than anybody in this field. We're all after the same common goal to prove the existence of life after death. With that being said, everybody have a safe Memorial Day out there. Be sure to honor our veterans, past and present, who gave their life for this country. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be where we are today. So thank you, veterans out there, for your service for this country. We here at Beyond Life Paranormal Research Missouri and the podcast and Beyond Life Paranormal Research LLC, we support you guys. And we thank you all for your service and your sacrifice for us. So you don't go unnoticed. We support you. Like I said, most of my family were all military, from Revolutionary War, the French and Indian War, all the way down past the Civil War. So, um, and most of them died in those wars. My third great grandfather is buried in Gettysburg in an unmarked grave that was killed out there. My cousin, Major John Franklin Reynolds, was also killed out there at Reynolds Woods. So, um, and all my uncles, grandfathers were all veterans. So make sure you honor all our veterans and stop by their graves, put a flag on there, put a flower on, and say thank you. Their spirits are listening. So that being said, my guest next Friday night is Jody Cook from the North American Dog Man Project. So be sure to tune into that. Get to learn about some their dogman fightings and findings all over the United States here. So that being said, everybody, God bless. Have a good night, and we will see you next week. And the week after, there won't be a podcast because I will be at Galena Days in Galena, Kansas from June 4th through the 6th. I'll go live from there so everybody can see it, and I'll do a walkthrough of vendors and stuff so you guys can see. And that being said, everybody have a good night. God bless. Russ, one ex of mine said Happy Memorial Day. I had to tell her I'm not dead yet. I don't mind watching paranormal shows, but I refuse to watch horror movies, Chucky, Carrie, etc. I watch it all. I got a Jason and Freddy tattoo on my arm, so I love horror. So, I mean, my family's into the horror movies. I'm related to Vincent Price and Boris Karloff, so they're the legends in the horror industry. So it's in my bloodline. So, and I'm working on horror movies right now. I've got 3 written already. So just getting the time to get them filmed and get them released. So, nope, you're not dead yet either, Greg, unless I'm talking to a ghost. All right, guys, have a good night. Happy Memorial Day. Stay safe out there, and we will see you next week.